All right, guys, we're back. Game three. Everyone is raring to go in this, so we'll hop over to the analyst desk real quick to get some thoughts on how they can improve here. Nickel, what can Phoenix do to shake themselves off and get back into this?
I really think they just need to go back to the drawing board of what makes Phoenix a good team. Really, they should. Sorry, I'm. I have to look at my client for something for some reason. Go back to the drawing board and just figure out what makes Phoenix the good team that they are. And really, that's just looking for objectives, right? Give the chance to do that, and also maybe just take a look at the team comp that they're creating, because it seems like that White Wolf is getting a leg up on them, and Phoenix usually likes to have a little bit of aggression out of their team comp, but maybe go for a little bit of defense, and maybe not a quirky bot lane, but that's just me.
Okay. Um, Prowler, gonna look at the bans for a minute here. Did you like the bans both teams did in game two, or do you think they're going to be adjusted for game three?
Isn't the there's like two facts in League of Legends, right? You don't chase Singed and you don't give Ash away Morgana. Phoenix, forgetting their memes here. Don't give Ash away Morgana. What are you doing? Her Qs hit all the time. It's like an Ash arrow that's on cooldown every 8 seconds. Just ban it out and don't deal with it.
Well, sure. So then, but I mean, that's the question. You've got Nasus, Swain, Kog'Maw, and Morgana. What three are you banning?
Let the Kog'Maw go through. You can trust your team to have backline access. They've showed the Nocturne with the Galio, a Mumu to dive in. You know you can get to the backline of the other team. The ADC hasn't been escaping, so you give up that pick. Let them have it if they want it.
Okay.
And ADC is an ADC. They're kind of all the same. If it's not a Kog'Maw hyper carry, they just switch over to the Ashe or even the Jin's working out for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also, Phoenix gets first pick this game, don't they?
Yes.
So they could take away all four, theoretically.
Yeah, they could, but then I mean, what are they going to end up playing with then? Going to give Gregosaurus the Morgana?
I wouldn't mind seeing a Nasus.
Yeah, I mean that's the
think he
thing.
can play Nasus well.
Lofi does play Nasus.
So they could do something there if they wanted to get rid of all four, but or like he said, I mean, yeah, if you just give him Kog'Maw, you can give him Jinx, you can give him Ashe. Any of them are late game hyper carries. It's a horse apiece anyway.
Yeah. Well, should be heading to champ to select in a second. Yep, here we go. So we'll see what happens. Good luck, analyst desk, with the calls.
Whoop whoop. Alright, now it's a question of if we see more of the same or if we see a lot different. Out of the banning phase, it looks like we're seeing more of the same.
So far.
Was Swain banned out the second game? I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, he's been.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay.
It's the one definite thing that Phoenix is like, you're not getting this.
Yep.
Keeping the Kog'Maw, I don't know.
Still afraid of the Kog'Maw. I don't know if that. I agree with that, but they must be pretty afraid of it.
It is an annoyance. I kind of agree with it from that standpoint, but don't be totally afraid of it when there's something you could ban out a little bit that would be better in my eyes. And Morgana goes to Phoenix.
There's your extra ban.
Yep. I'm not surprised by that at all.
And Gregosaurus on a Morgana is scary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way he hits thresh hooks, it's not much different of a ability. So, I'm still pretty scared if I'm going against Greg on a Morgana.
The real question is, can White Wolf have a mid laner besides Malzahar tonight?
It worked well in the second game, so can't knock it too much.
Yep. Okay. Alonzi Tart is going with the Vi. I like that. A little bit more aggressive, and definitely can get some work done if he has the cushion for it.
Yep, there's the Jinx with the hyper carry.
I think you're seeing Phoenix go back to real comfort. Envy the Serpent, champion that we think of him on is Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of Alonzi Tardis, you think of his Vi. That's, the Morgana you're picking to steal away, but they're going to comfort now, so that way if you lose, at least you're losing when you're putting your best foot forward.
And I mean, when you got to go 3-0 in the next 3 games, you've got to be on your best foot at this point. So I like to see that a lot. There's the Lux coming from Ashway, which is equally as scary as the Morgana.
We have seen Ashway do very great things with Lux, and those laser beams are still terrifying no matter what, especially against going against a little hyper carry like Jinx.
Difference
Smart
here being. Oh, go ahead.
Smart taking away the Singed since it did
Yeah.
get picked in that first section.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Talking
sure.
about comfort picks, there's a comfort pick on. Oh, there we go. Took out the Amumu.
Never look back.
I don't know enough about Ace's champion pool. What's he left with now?
Well, there's still a Zir, theoretically.
Fizz could definitely come in. Azir could definitely come in.
But to run Fizz into Malzahar though? End up in a really
Probably
bad
not.
spot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Oh,
What if he
There's the
brings out the
switch on.
Rise? Probably not going to happen, but that is something that's in his champ pool.
I do like
Rise
his
can be tanky enough to deal with that level of CC, so it's potential.
Shogath. Where's he going?
mid lane. It's one of his counter picks into the Malzahar.
is it?
Yeah. I played with him enough to remember that much.
Wow.
And the champion can deal a solid amount of damage if it's built AP.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you can build like a bruiser to frontline too, which again, another kind of point that we've been hitting on for Ace. Oh,
Kled. Yeah, that's comfort as well though. He's really good. Lofi can be very good on the Kled.
Takes
Well,
it away from Foyden too.
Mm-hmm. They both have similar pools.
It also allows Lofi Senpai to do a little bit of split pushing and then just use the ult
Oh.
just to go across map. When you hear that rally call, that's a very dangerous thing that happens.
And you have lots of hybrid tank and a black shield to protect this Jinx, which is an Envy classic that he can just go off on.
Mm-hmm. I like the front line that they have for the Jinx. Just get the Jinx ahead and let him carry. That's
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know about the Vi in the front line, but outside of that, it's definitely some solid hybrid tank.
Yeah,
Even the
but
Vi, you can hop onto the Ash. That's the key thing.
yeah, keep the Ash away or keep Ash away too.
I was gonna
Ah,
call you on that. What do you
yeah.
mean? And also we got a Urgot for Foe Eden. So what's going to be the story for the top lane at the beginning?
Does anyone know I suppose once he's off his. If you kill Kled with the Urgot ult when he's riding Scarra, what happens? I'm not aware.
I don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't want to
that's
make
a
a
good
prediction
question.
on that interaction.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna guess because I'll be wrong. I'm sure.
But traditionally, if Kled's under the health limit, he should already be off of
Should already be off.
Snarl. So
Okay.
that would be my guess on that interaction.
I'm sorry, I'm not
So-
knowledgeable enough to know the percentages there, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable enough on Kled, honestly. But I don't know. I think Urgot has got to be a pretty good matchup into Kled.
so ideally, you know, Vi goes in on the Ash, and then Shogath follows up with a feast, then you're without an ADC,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can have the fight afterwards where you have yours and they don't have theirs. What's the stop for that? It's Malzahar blowing his ult on the Vi, or on the Cho'Gath, and that doesn't seem like a good plan. Again, the Malzahar seems misplaced.
This feels a lot like game 1 for me, where keeping the Ash alive is going to be a really key moment for the White Wolf gaming squad here. I mean, without the Ash, they don't have a lot of damage. I mean, I know Lux can put out damage from the support role, but you're gonna be hoping your Urgot and Sejuani are tanky enough, and Malzahar can really only hit one person at a time. So
I don't know. Again, this is one of those, I favor Phoenix's comp. I get more what they're trying to do. But the way White Wolf is playing right now, I can't imagine that they will lose the game. It should
the
be a clean
question is,
3-0.
is it gonna be another game one where White Wolf, they don't have the best comp, but they sure outplayed.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like that everybody's going for the White Wolf winning this game, taking the 3-0.
I'll back my I'll back Phoenix on this one.
All right.
I
Any
think they'll have
particular
enough
reason,
of.
rather than just being the one
I
man
think
out?
this is gonna devolve into a front-to-back team fight, and I think the Jinx is gonna get ahead enough to run that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cheer for Phoenix as well, just because I want to see some more games.
I'll stick to my guns with White Wolf. I think they're going to pull it out.
I'm just going to cheer for a clean game instead of the nonsense we've been watching.
With that,
Finals,
cheering
we're
for a clean game, we'll give it over to Kenos.
Oh, thanks, guys, I should say. Jeff, what do you think we're going to be seeing from these teams? You think they're going to be able to pull it out there with Phoenix?
Man, I'm really interested to see this ace pick on Shogath in the mid lane. It's something I personally have never seen him play. But I'm excited to see Kled and Vi coming out from Alonzi and Lofi up on the top side. That means that they are going to be able to start fights whenever they want. And something that the analyst desk did a great job of talking about is that Envy the Serpent, we haven't seen him play Jinx, I don't think all split, but it's been an old favorite of his. It's been something that he's won a championship on before. So going back to that comfort, and Grigosaur has taken away the Morgana from Ashley as sort of a sixth ban. I like the draft from Phoenix overall, but also, as the analyst desk pointed out, White Wolf is just locked in right now. They are playing so well, have been for the last 3 weeks. So is it enough? I don't know. I think that Phoenix, they haven't looked uncomfortable. I don't think they've been necessarily outdrafted. The Nasus pick in game 1 maybe. But overall, I think it's just when White Wolf outplaying them, whether it be individual mechanics or team rotations, team calls. I think that White Wolf has just outplayed so far this series, and I don't know if a slightly more comfortable draft is enough to sway that.
I'm feeling the skins for Phoenix again, if only because that Darkstar Cho'Gath art is so good.
Looking for an invade early on is Team Phoenix. They won't catch anything. Ash away with a nice little light binding. Winnie Ball with sort of a screw you volley as they walk away. I kind of like that. That's a good sign, though. If you're cheering for Phoenix, that's a good sign that you're down 0-2. The way you've lost these first 2 games must have been sort of demoralizing, discouraging. But the fact that you're willing to be the ones to make a level 1 invade, to try to make a play, is shows that this team isn't, too far gone at this point.
I really dislike Malzahar's spell shield. I've said it before, I'll keep saying it.
It is a little too much of a cop-out.
I didn't realize for not the longest time, but for a while when they first changed him, that it actually blocks auto attacks too.
Does it?
Or I think at least attacks that have some sort of proc attached to them. Like coincidentally enough, I was playing Jinx, and I shot a rocket at a Malzahar, and his spell shield blocked it. And I was so confused. Maybe that's not even the way it still is, but I remember when they first changed him years ago, back when I actually still played the game a lot, being quite tilted by that.
Yeah, it says it lingers after he takes damage, so it's possible damage breaks it as well now. Ace being very aggressive early here. Does get a silence off there. He is ignited.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
wins the trade despite the ignite.
Yeah, that's a win for Ace. Tardis and Arcane Soda are just trading blows in the river. White Wolf is first to the roam,
Oh,
but Ace is first from the mid lane.
Ashaway still landing those God
Everybody.
bindings.
Everybody wants this Scuttle Crab, and it does go over to Arcane Soda. Up in the top lane, I personally have not seen Lofi Senpai play Kled before. We haven't seen a lot of Kled in LCUS in general.
Yeah,
But he's
depends on
really
the
a
split
champion
you're in.
that can give us some excitement.
There was 2 or 3 splits ago, Kled was a beast.
Yes, if you have Shaken Not Stirred in the top lane, you're going to see a lot more Kled.
Yeah, I remember I can only recall one game that I personally got to cast with a Kled. And it was, coincidentally enough, a game where Kled was being played by Blitzkrieg. And so just really went along with the whole cliche and everything. Oh, nice Black Shield there from Grixor's, right on point to keep Envy the Serpent safe from the light binding in the bottom lane.
God, you got Ashaway playing against a Morgana. Poor girl.
That's one of those things, though, where when you're so well versed on a champion, like Ashaway is on Morgana, playing against it feels fine, because you know exactly what they can do, you know exactly the damage calculations.
Oh yeah,
And we have Arcane Soda looking for a gank in the top lane.
he does his emote, I think because he thinks that there's a ward there. No way to know one way or another.
Yeah, actually was not, so good lane presence from Loki Senpai.
Ooh, binding almost hits there. I meant more from, when I was talking about them versus each other, more from the standpoint of I know at least once I'm going to congratulate Ashaway for something Gregosaurus does. Just because I have in my brain Ashaway is in this game and there's a Morgana on the board.
Yeah.
Be careful, Greg will remember that and hold a grudge.
Yeah, well, maybe he won't watch. Maybe he won't watch these games considering how they've gone for their team so far.
That could be true.
I do think something the analyst desk was talking about. Gregosaurus is a capable Morgana. Obviously not something he's really known for compared to, say, his Thresh, but it is something that he feels comfortable on.
Well, I mean, the simple fact that he has such presence for roaming, state of mind, for roaming, for body blocking, for all this stuff that just travels across all support characters. Oh,
Gank in the mid lane. Flash Vault Breaker from Alonzi Tarts. They get on into Permuten. He does not have Flash anymore, but Ace didn't really have the mana to follow up on that gank.
or health for that matter.
And a smart pullback by Tardis being level 3 to level 5.
Yeah, I was also very impressed that he was going in as long as he was being at level 3. But, I mean, he was doing good damage. I don't know what would have happened if he'd chased. Looked like the Foe Eden was coming down to help him out, though.
Yeah, he was about a third of the way down the river, so probably good discipline there from Alonzi Tardis to not get too thirsty there.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get some of that discipline. The last couple of games, he's made some really interesting choices. With those.
Yeah, a couple of kind of wild bandage tosses that we've seen come out of him.
I was going to say he doesn't have that now, but he's got something even worse with Vi.
You go even deeper in with
You can't even miss with Vi. Once you locked in, man, that's it.
Now Ace is really low on mana here and has already used his teleport. It's nowhere near coming back off of cooldown, so he might just end up having to give up a wave or two here. Quick rotation to the dragon. It's a Mountain Drake. And White Wolf, they know they have priority in bot, they have priority in mid. This is basically a free Drake for them.
This has to be the earliest Mountain Drake we've ever had in the LCUS.
Yeah, we don't have double lifts motivation to go after it.
I mean, generally when you see the Mountain Drake on the board, people ignore it till like 10, 12 minutes, but it's a 6.5 minute Earth Drake. Ish.
Well, when you know you have it for free, it makes sense to go for it, regardless of how much you prioritize it, whether it's double if level or Kenos level, of how you feel about the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, I'm really surprised.
Oh, great flash from Arcane Soda. Gets in, forces the flash back from Evil Envy. Excuse me, Envy the Serpent, previously known as Evil Envy. Sorry, you were saying though, Keno?
I was going to say, I'm really surprised that there hasn't been that much focus and attention on the dragons from Phoenix. They're generally, you know, the objective guys. They keep objectives in mind. I mean, Alonz plays Nocturne specifically to get dragons early, but they've not been doing that today.
No,
Yeah,
not with these scaling comps. Yeah.
Yeah, that goes back to, I mean, we haven't really seen Phoenix be the Phoenix that we've seen throughout the split since Game 1. In Game 1, they ran pretty much what we expect out of this team, and they got punished for it with the Nasus counter pick. And ever since then, as Ace moves in here, he might just get a free kill onto Arcane Soda, who is very low. Is anyone going to be able to rotate up, though? No. The bottom lane priority, again, is huge, and Arcane Soda just has so much room to escape. Janet Crystal comes out. Oh, and Ashaway turns right around on Gregosaurus. They trade binding. Oh, great! Super mega death rocket comes out of Envy the Serpent, picks up first blood onto that Jinx. What a snipe. Binding the Sejuani in the jungle.
That was a great dodge by Ace on the Crystal Arrow and a great rocket by Envy.
So Team Phoenix off to a decent start here. Ace, I believe he actually managed to steal that blue too. I completely missed that part. I was just waiting for him to chomp down Arcane Soda for the kill. But actually stole that blue, so now all of a sudden it's Primidon who is out of mana in the mid lane, and Phoenix with their foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, Ace and Primidon have both been burning mana in this mid lane. This blue buff is going to be huge.
Yeah, it was actually stolen with Cho'Gath's silence, for those wondering.
And Ace is is maxing the Feral Stream first.
Good call there. Gonna get hit by a tower here. Lucky it wasn't a little bit more. That stun can be pretty aggressive.
Yeah. He at least got out from under the turret before he got knocked up or slowed.
He's got 2 stacks, 3 now, on that feast. So he's getting big.
So Kenos, do you consider a mid lane Cho'Gath to be a tank?
Depends how it's built, but sure. I mean, more likely that than some of the other tanks we've seen today. Ooh, nice little binding there. I mean, I imagine Ace is going to get at least some durability here. Already has the Cataclysm.
Yeah, definitely going Rod of Ages first item.
The natural durability that comes from Feast. Sure, why not?
Lancy Tardis is fishing around looking, goes in with the Vault Breaker, gets the flash down onto Ashaway. Dark Binding lands, a little bit of your own medicine, and call me in 2 days, you'll be respawned on the map by then. They go back in onto Foweeden, and Team Phoenix getting everything they wanted in the bottom lane dive. Tank, excuse me, not a dive.
And this is kind of what we saw in Game 1 as well. They rotate a lot of people to a lane, lock down their targets, take out their targets, push tower.
Yep, they're going to get maybe a turret plate or 2 here, and we saw White Wolf do a great job of avoiding almost an identical play in Game 2, where Phoenix brought 5 members down, they only got 1 kill. So not really a worthwhile trade. They go in onto Primidon, Ace landing the ruptures that he needs to, and they should get another plate for this.
Oh, everyone's here, Arcane Soda.
Arcane Soda, you might have bit off more than you can chew, but Foweeden's here, and Tardis goes too deep, actually. So a nice rotation from White Wolf to come right back down the mid lane, turn around the aggression.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a very risky recall there, but should be all right. Wonder if they managed to spot that Arcane Soda was moving in here. Next dragon.
Up.
Yep.
Yeah, Dragon's up right now. And if White Wolf are aware of those recalls, they could go straight for it.
Ocean Drake. Oh, they are. Arcane Soda just jumped straight in on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the correct play. Lofi Senpai does have teleport advantage, though, so if Team Phoenix want to contest this, they can.
Oh, everything collapses there on Ace.
Down onto Ace. He is pretty tanky. Is he tanky enough to survive? Is he tanky enough for Kenos? It looks like he is. Envy the Serpent gets another kill. Gregosaurus forced to pop the stopwatch. Primitive pops his own. Now Pointy Ball trying to run down the Morgana, gets silenced up. Ace and Greg just trying to defend each other. It's going to be the Cho'Gath that drops, but they trade it right back down onto Pointy Ball. It's a 3-for-1, and I believe the Drake did go over to Team Phoenix.
4-for-1, I think, actually, didn't they?
Yeah, they picked up Ashaway on the backside as well.
That was a very interesting choice there by Ace, sacrificing himself to save the support. Not something they generally teach you in mid lane school.
I'm not sure if maybe Ace thought he didn't have a way out, but maybe Gregosaurus did. So he figured, well, might as well keep one person alive.
I've been waiting for Ace to feast on some champions here, but he keeps using his feast on minions instead to get that health up as fast as he can.
Yeah, I won't profess to be a Cho'Gath expert, so I'm not sure exactly what the most efficient way to play him is.
I mean, if you want to talk about tank and is Kenos happy with it, the Cho'Gath is at 2,100 hit points and Sejuani's at 13. So that's a tank for you right there.
And the Cho'Gath even built an AP item for, albeit one that does have health on it.
Ace could be in a little bit of trouble here if the Sejuani decides to rotate, but he does wisely back off as soon as he sees the Malzahar.
Now up in the top lane, we're seeing Foeden. It's funny that we see him on this Urgot here. It almost seems fitting because in the first game of this split, Foeden, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a new player to the LCUS this year, or this split, sort of had his coming out party on that Urgot. He turned around a 3-against-1 turret dive to completely change a game, sort of announced himself on the LCUS stage. Urgot went away for a while, Foeden didn't. But now Urgot's back, so it feels cool to see him on this pick.
Ace doing, I think, a bait there. That's very interesting. Unfortunately, LNC missed the note.
Yeah, Alonzi went around the other side, but Ace is tanky enough to survive for now, and in goes Alonzi Tardis. They get so much damage down. Arcane Soda will eventually pick it up. Actually, it does go over to Primudin. The charge doesn't land, but it is still... Oh, in the bottom lane, actually, Phoenix just picking up a 2-for-0 in a straight 2v2 situation.
Oh.
Back up on the top side, Foeden has arrived. Loki Senpai, he gets dismounted. Pocket pistol, I don't know if it's going to give him enough distance. Envy doesn't land the Mega Death Rocket this time, and Loki will eventually drop. Arcane Soda barely survives. So, overall, I think that was a 3-for-3 across the map.
Completely missed everything going on in the bot lane, watching the madness in top. I apologize if it was amazing. Envy and Gregosaurus.
Yeah, Envy the Serpent, for what it's worth, is 5-0-4 right now on a champion that scales about as well as any in the game. That's got to be something that White Wolf are thinking about right now.
Yeah, I mean, Envy on any champion that gets that good that quickly is a lot of trouble for them. Though, he does only have 1,300 health. Hey, about as much as a Sejuani. Oh, Sejuani is 17 now. Next Dragon's an Ocean in 90 seconds. Dragon split this time as well. We're definitely seeing a different momentum and pacing here out of Phoenix in this game. Getting dragons and such.
Yeah, I do think Phoenix has looked solid to start this game, but you have to remember what happened in game 1, where Phoenix also had a sizable lead early on. They looked like, you know, they were doing their regular Phoenix things. As they catch onto Ace with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, everyone's just going to pile on. Gregosaurus misses the Dark Binding. I don't think it would have mattered anyways, but they get a free pick onto Ace. Volley lands, so that's a couple slows. Will they continue to chase? Good chompers from Envy the Serpent. Should get his support out alive.
Kled is starting the split push madness, so we'll see if they commit to that and for how long. But that was 3 ultimates blown just to take out Ace, so that shows where their priorities are, I think.
Yeah, and I think they're going to get first turret, or not a first turret, but a turret for free out of that as well. So certainly worth investing 3 ultimates to get a kill.
They are collapsing,
and
though.
A turret. A lot of damage down onto Pointy Ball, but Ashway with a good job. And Gregosaurus now has been caught out. Black Shield is not available, and down he goes. The long-range skill shots all landing perfectly onto the Morgana. And this is what I was in the middle of saying when it all started, is that we saw Phoenix start game 1 very well. And then White Wolf made a couple plays, and it all turned around. If you're Phoenix, you gotta... I mean, that has to linger in your mind a little bit.
Alright, if anything is about to happen at this dragon, it doesn't look like it is. But it's important to note how out of position Envy is right now. I mean, he's got he's got Vi there too, but like, you know, you don't necessarily, when the game is as close as it is with so much on the line, I don't know if you want your ADC roaming in the mid game.
Yeah,
Especially when the majority of your gold leads on that ADC.
Exactly.
Now Ace is looking to run in. There's the charge. They're going to get someone this time. Arcane Soda is going to be the sacrificial lamb. The rest of White Wolf able to run away. Bo Eden picks up a free turret in the bottom side. Now what does Phoenix get with their player advantage the rest of the way? Spell Shield pops onto Primiden, but there isn't much of a wave. And I think White Wolf overall is going to be able to fend off this play.
Yeah, it was an interesting move there by Alon Z, and maybe shows how he's not taking as many risky choices. He punched over the wall, saw two members, and like held back. Didn't just immediately go in. Very impressed to see that, if that was his motivation.
Yeah, that is actually an interesting observation, because that's generally not what we've seen, not just today, but throughout the split when it comes to Alonzi Tardis.
Especially from Vi's.
Exactly, on this champion.
Looks like we're setting up for a 5-man in the mid lane. Ace at half health is going to give a rather sizable advantage over to White Wolf, but it looks like he's willing to back.
Yeah, it does have teleport available, and there is a ward in the mid brush on the bottom side of the river if they want to try some sort of teleport flank. Maybe the Serpent is actually the furthest member up. Charge not available for Loki Senpai, and it's just going to be the turret going down for free.
That's probably one of the reasons why Envy is so good on Sivir, and why Sivir is just such a good ADC in general, is that the ADC can play aggressively forward and just spell shield any attempt to collapse on her.
And a smart play by Phoenix, because White Wolf gave up mid priority, and you have the Herald.
Oh, there's the incredible right onto Gregosaurus. He's taken so low, forced to flash away, and they immediately down Alonzi Tardis. So it's a 5v4. Down goes the Jinx, and the team fight falls apart for Team Phoenix. They get the turret thanks to Shelly, but it's a 4-0. And White Wolf looks like they're rolling through the mid game one more time.
Yeah, they weren't very well spread out there, unfortunately. And they don't really have a front line, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, they've got Kled, but I mean, Kled doesn't necessarily want to be just tanking, right? They've got
Kled and Vi are both building. I mean, they have only damage items at this point. So
their only front line is Ace, and so Ace is a big scary threat. He's at 3,000 hit points now. Yeah, but he's just one dude.
Yeah, and with, I mean, very limited backline access. He's not the kind of guy who can dash in on a flank or something like that. He's a meat shield who is still building somewhat damage. So he's not a very meaty meat shield yet.
Have some observations from Spicy Hot Meme in the chat about how Morgana's been caught too far forward several times now.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely a astute observation. Team Phoenix going right back to their game plan, though. They go right back to the top turret, trying to take something. They have to be a little careful how much they commit to this push, though, because there are Baron minions on the side of White Wolf.
Yeah, I like seeing them going back immediately. Get the one turret, get out.
Oh, Arrow's going to interrupt somebody, though. Interrupt. Oh, no. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It interrupts Gregosaurus, and Alonzi Tardis moved sort of out of reflex, seeing it coming.
It almost looked like he got hit, too. I could have sworn I saw, like, frost at his feet.
It's possible. I think he moved before it came out. It doesn't really matter at this point, I guess. In goes Lofi Senpai. They're looking for an engage without 2 members there, knowing people got delayed. Pointy Ball taken very well. Can Tardis finish off? He cannot. The Ash just barely survives. In goes Envy, looking for the hero play. In the back line, the Jinx picks up the triple kill. That is Envy the Serpent's classic Jinx play. And could that be what rescues Phoenix from a potential sweep?
It is so fun watching Jinx come online once she gets excited, because she just doesn't stop getting excited. Gets one,
flashed
gets
in
another.
for the last hit onto Pointy Ball after Alonzi Tardis just barely couldn't finish off the Ash. And then after that, just wrecked everybody else back there. A really great play by Envy the Serpent, because it felt like White Wolf was on their way to closing the pincers on this series.
Gonna get an Ocean Drake here now. Don't think Ash Arrow, nope, not available yet. Not the best thing to steal dragons with either.
But not impossible.
Oh, of course not. But once again, we have Envy the Serpent has all the gold. He's got half his team's kills.
And I mean, that last fight, our analyst desk talked about this game potentially becoming just front-to-back team fighting. That last fight was not front-to-back. That was Envy going back-to-back and just jumping in sort of on a solo mission.
Ace is at 6 stacks now, 3,400 hit points.
Yeah, the Rod of Ages is fully stacked as well.
Sejuani's getting big though too, 2,500 hit points. I think that once Sejuani matches Ace's durability, oh, Ace.
Oh, Righteous Glory pop. Ace is looking for the engage. Here comes Charge right down the mid lane. Ash Arrow comes out just trying to disengage, but they're onto the Malzahar. Can they finish him off? Down he goes. Arcane Stoner trying to hold the front line. Ace is gonna get locked down. That's a big fear onto the entire front line. But Envy the Serpent is untouched. Arcane Stoner forced to limp away. Alonzi Tardis, this time he gets Pointy Ball in the back line. He will drop as well. Boeden, can he hold out? He cannot against the damage of the Jinx. One more rocket finishes it off.
Scarl.
Another 4-kill fight for Team Phoenix, and this Jinx is doing everything they could have hoped for when they picked it.
Look at Lofi Senpai's health. He's all Scarl. He's got nothing left.
This would also answer Prowler's question. If Lofi got
Oh, Dark Binding lands.
would kill him of an Urgot.
Ashaway is gonna drop. Gregorsaurus is the one who finds the Dark Binding side, then tanks the turret a little bit too long. Unfortunately, Envy actually had heal. Maybe didn't think it was worth using it there.
There was a lot of turret damage coming out there.
So Team Phoenix win 2 fights in a row. That time I liked seeing Ace just sort of walk in, almost sacrifice himself, but say, we're starting a fight. I'm popping Righteous Glory. Seeing
the power of 2 Ocean Drakes there as well. I mean, just you could look at Lofi Senpai and see how his blue health bar was increasing. But that Scarl, man. God, I wish it was like some other games where you could see like a shield and a health difference to see how much of that was actually Kled still, because I think it was like 10 hit points at most.
Yeah, definitely. Like he was quite fortunate to have his faithful, or not so faithful, cowardly lizard steed backing him up there.
50 seconds on Baron. It looks as though White Wolf is setting up for it. Next dragon will be an Earth Drake, but that's not going to be for a while yet. I think Lofi saw them. Definitely sees that they have this. Probably going to throw down at least 1 ward. Okay. Got to be careful though. There is potential for an ambush here. Oh, actually they're going for it.
This could be a risky play on the side of Team Phoenix, so they see that there's a few members isolated, but it's only Ashaway who's gone. That's his port. But they all jump in on a Pointy Ball. The Ash just completely unprotected. I guess without that Lux, they figured that would happen. They get it right. Boeden gonna get run down. The Zap landed. It's a double kill for Alonzi Tardis. And right as the Baron comes up, Team Phoenix sees control.
That's actually like, I don't know if Pointy is going to fall for that again, but he wasted the Ash Arrow on Lofi. Can't be disabled when you're riding a lizard like that.
Good route onto Arcane Soda, so he can't get into the pit. Laser's a little too late, and all of a sudden we saw the last Baron fall, and it looked like White Wolf might be on their way to a sweep for the championship. Phoenix, they win a couple fights, they get their own Baron. We got a series on our hands.
Check out the gold numbers here. Just look at Envy and try not to gag. 4,000 gold. And that's like, I mean, you take out the top lane, next is like 5,000-6,000 up on anybody else. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's got Infinity Edge and a attack speed item up over Ashe in gold.
Jeez.
Oh, nice binding there as well. LNZ for half a second was thinking about going in there.
Yeah, if you're Team Phoenix at this point, it's sort of a tricky situation where you don't want to get too hypey. Now that things have been going well, you don't want to potentially go too hard, but it looks like they're going to go pretty hard. Vopi, Senpai, and Ace leading the charge in, but the Cho'Gath is just going to get annihilated. There's a lot of AoE damage in the backline. Can Envy get excited and clean this up? He's having to kite back. Everyone's gone, and Phoenix goes too deep, and it's White Wolf who get resurrected off of that fight.
Yeah, we got Spicy Hot Meme in the chat saying exactly what I was just thinking. Why do you fight Lux in a tunnel? Why do you go into a small enclosed space and fight a Lux?
Yeah, I was in the middle of the thought where you don't want to get too hypey. You've won a few fights in a row. Don't just take anything. And you had pointed out how it looked like TARDIS wanted to chase something a few seconds earlier. He didn't. But then all of a sudden the rest of the team just decided to funnel in. Gets punished. Everyone on the side. Oh, they might catch Ashaway this time. They will get onto the Lux. I think she will drop.
All right, I mean, that's...
Tick that should stop the push here.
Oh, good. Blast Cone.
They have to worry about the minions in the mid lane. Looks like Envy's going to go clean those out.
All right, if Envy's cleaning those out, they can't do anything crazy here. Ace!
Yeah, they should. Oh, Ace hops over into the entire team, and there's no damage. You can't fight this. The rest of the team should just walk away, and they do eventually, but now Loki Senpai might get caught out. Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands. I don't think Pocket Pistol is going to save you, my friend. Garl's gone, so is Kled, and it's a 4v3 on the map.
I almost want to replay on that. I had a bad angle on my screen to see who popped that cone. If that was Ace's idea or if that was a misplay by Gregosaurus. Looks like they're going to get Sejuani, though.
Soda, though, yeah. They do a good job coming right back, but then Alonzi TARDIS is so squishy that he cannot get out from under the damage of Pointy Ball. This has got to be such a careful situation for the bot lane of Phoenix, because if either one of them gets picked up, this series is probably over. Ace back up in 5 seconds, actually, so Phoenix with a...
Oh, they got one on Pointy Ball here.
Oh, great shot! He dodged the Dark Binding, but couldn't get anything else. And now you've got an excited Jinx looking to chase down Primeden. He flashes for the last
He's
hit,
excited
and
again.
Now he's on the chase for Boeden. Can he land one shot? He gets the red buff, and all of a sudden it's going to be Team Phoenix with the advantage again. What a back and forth game.
Yeah, I was going to say that Pointy Ball's positioning seemed really suspicious there, hanging out just far enough away from Foeden that she could have been hit by something, and there you go.
Yeah, dodged the Dark Binding, which I thought was going to land, but then the Super Mega Death Rocket comes right on the tail of it, picks up the Ashe, and perhaps more importantly, gets the excited Brock onto the Jinx.
Okay, so
That's what we saw in that fight near the blue buff, which was there were so many members of White Wolf so low. If one of those members drops, Envy gets excited, maybe the fight changes, but couldn't get any of them all the way down.
I think at this point Phoenix needs to hold back. You got 2 huge holes in your base. Take a breath. Objectives aren't up for another 80 seconds. Just let things happen, I'd say. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think, once again, to harken back to our analyst desk from before, if you're Team Phoenix, you do want front-to-back team fighting. you do want Envy to be able to just sit in the back and fire. And I think that they've been trying to be a little too aggressive, initiating with an immobile front line, particularly Ace just charging in with the Righteous Glory, getting burned down, and Envy hasn't been able to do enough from the back before that happens.
It looks like they're thinking of drawing a line here, but they also are pointing out that they don't have a front door. So those super minions are going to deal a lot of work if someone isn't there to stop them. Kled heading up.
Oh my gosh, another hit with the Mega Death Rocket, though, onto Ashaway. And you have Lopi Senpai just holding up the minions. So for now, looks like Phoenix will be fine. Alonzi Tardis goes back in. They get onto Pointy Ball, and Envy the Serpent is just going to burn everyone down now. Primeden trying to limp away. Can they
the
catch
Baron
on
is
to
up in less
Foeden?
than 20 seconds.
Yeah, the fact.
Great call there. Got to get lucky. Lopi Senpai still just trying to clear out the minions. If they get one more kill, I think the Baron is free. They do catch on to Foeden. But now are they chasing too far?
Yeah,
They're still
chasing
amount
too
of
far.
damage. And now Ace is getting really, really low.
Might have lost
They
their
will
chance
pull
for
up.
Baron. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, their two frontline members are so low that I don't think they can tank it up, but they do catch on. A Dark Binding lands from Gregorsaurus, Zap lands onto Foeden, and the Urgot is gone. So all of a sudden, if you can,
No.
let's see, if you're Team Phoenix, I think what you do is you have Kled heal and teleport into the Baron pit, and you have someone else hold off the minions.
Oh,
Looks like
Ace
it's
just
the reverse
turning
with Ace teleporting in. They get onto Primeden. He's gonna drop. The cascade continues for Team Phoenix, and now they have a tanky member in the pit. Ashaway's gonna be the one to have to try to do something heroic. It's burning down fast. I don't think Arcane Soda can get there in time
And
for
you've got a
Fight
guaranteed
Steal.
Shogat Smite.
You've got the laser as well, though. Oh,
Absolutely,
all right.
they do get it down. So that's a reprieve from all these super minions pouring into the base. What a back and forth game here in Game 3.
Yeah, they are. Oh, but we got an Infernal Drake for White Wolf. They're going to get this in seconds. Pointy Ball with Infernal Drake. I mean, he may be 3-7 and 14, but he is putting out a ton of damage for this team.
Yeah, and also you have 4 damage dealers on the composition for White Wolf. It's not like a 2-carry comp or anything like that. Ashaway with a Death Cap and Luden's Echo. Foeden on a pseudo-damage top laner. So that Infernal Drake matters so much more for a composition like this compared to, say, a 2-carry comp.
And this is the other thing. If Ashway might end up getting more gold than Pointy Ball if another fight goes a certain way. Should be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see the damage chart at the end of this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Ashaway's right up there with the leaders with the number of multi-target lasers that she has been landing in these fights. Pointy Ball looks like, okay, he does get that red buff down before White Wolf is able to capitalize. This is one of those scary situations as an AD carry, or just so on behalf of an AD carry player, where if Pointy Ball dies, the game ends instantly. There's no way that Phoenix wins a fight if he's down.
Observation, Jinx is full build now. Oh, good block there by Foeden. 2 blocks, actually, saving Ashway from quite a bit of damage.
And they get the Super Mega Death Rocket out of Envy the Serpent.
I'm
as
not
well.
sure what Ace is waiting for. He might be trying to get behind everyone when they push a little further forward.
Yeah,
but-
I think that's exactly it.
That's not really where you want your tank to be, right?
Yeah, and Alonzi Tardis is still not very tanky. Does have
Oh,
the Gardening
here we go.
Angels as a free life. There they go. Ace around the back. They jump in with the charge. Bowie with a great job, though, cutting off Ace at the path. And now they get the fear down. They get fear beyond death. Alonzi Tardis goes down. Okay, good job by Phoenix pushing forward, protecting him after the resurrect. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. It's mid laner for jungler.
Both tanks, essentially. So durability on both sides is a little bit weaker. Did get Alonzi Tardis's Guardian Angel, though, which is a big deal.
Exact, yeah, so almost maybe sort of like a 1.5 for 1 or something close to that. Middle inhibitor will drop again.
Yeah, I think White Wolf's fine with this. I think they just need to fall back now.
I think they're going to go straight towards bot lane. They want 2 inhibs out of this.
Well, sure, I just meant don't straight keep pushing down mid.
Oh, sure, yeah. I do wonder, though, Ace is up in 7 seconds, so yeah, I think they should fall back here.
Yeah, because Arcane Soda doesn't have any teleport or anything like that. He'll have to walk.
Yeah. Even though it's a 1-for-1, if you're on their side of the map, their respawn gets back to the fight much sooner.
We have Brandana suggesting that it's a lack of AP that's holding back Phoenix here.
I mean, everyone on the side, all the frontliners on the side of White Wolf are stacking armor, which you would certainly expect against an 18-2 Jinx. But yeah, that's a valid point. Ace is really the only AP damage, and he's building pseudo tank, and he's dying in the first 5 seconds of every fight.
I mean, we do have a 10,000 gold Morgana, but certainly not building the same pathway that a Luden's Echo Deathcap Lux is. Oh, we got a possible collapse here.
Oh yeah, this could be really dangerous for Phoenix. If the arrow comes in down the mid lane, no, White Wolf choose not to pull the trigger.
Interesting. I would have been interested to see how that fight would have gone, because the Kled and the Jinx would have been coming straight up that mid lane. Second wave crashing.
Hawkshot comes out, big minion wave in the bot side. Looks like White Wolf is willing to just let that go by. It's amazing here. You've got a 6,000 gold lead for Team Phoenix, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it's basically an even game.
Yeah, they don't have a team comp to take advantage of it. Here comes the arrow.
Here's the arrow. Gets it onto Ace. Great rupture. Completely stops any sort of advance. And they jump into the back line. Arcane Soda's going to melt. And Jinx is excited now. Bo Whedon, can he hold on while Pointy Ball kites it out in the back line? Gets knocked back. Gregosaurus lands the key Dark Binding onto the Ashe. But Bo Whedon is tanky enough that he survives the shots from Envy. So through all that excitement, we have a 2-for-2.
Yeah, very close to more than that. The rocket is available, does get tanked by that shield. Nice little shot there. I think, Envy, you gotta fall back.
I think they have an opportunity to rush the Elder Dragon here.
Yeah, I mean, Elder
Dragon
Dragon's...
much damage.
Right.
Yeah, they have health bar advantages, absolutely. And Elder Dragon is not difficult to solo. Elder Dragon doesn't do damage like Baron does, so even a character like Jinx with some lifesteal can just solo that thing.
Right. I mean, I think Elder Dragon's a great idea. Anything else? I think that this team of 3 beats who's up currently for them, especially since the Urgot does not seem to be pushing. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be fine with the Elder Drake happening.
Yeah, looks like White Wolf, they aren't even going to head that way and try to go get priority on Vision for the next Baron buff. Teleport actually coming in from Ace, so they really wanted to make sure they secured that Drake.
And they're going to have to rush this, because I don't think they can afford to fight. Lofi does have TP with that recall.
If Phoenix moved right now, they actually know this. They could grab Pointy Ball and Ashe away.
Oh boy, oh no, the Scrying Plant just barely didn't see the 3 members in the brush, I think. Great Black Shield from Gregosaurus kept Envy away from everything, but now he's going to get locked down. Suppressed, but does have Guardian Angel, and the rest of Phoenix actually annihilate that fight. For once, it's Envy not having to carry the fight. Everything else goes Phoenix's way. They're going to crash down the mid lane and send us to a game 4.
That was an amazing fight, and the first team fight that Ace did not die in.
Round of applause, please, for the Cho'Gath who lived.
I mean,
We have seen a reverse sweep before. Here comes the
that was an Easter reverse sweep. It's it's a spring tradition in the LCUS.
So Team Phoenix on the back of Envy the Serpent, for the most part, fight back, take game 3 in a crazy back and forth affair. And we'll be sticking around for a while, folks.
Got Spicy Hot Meme is speechless in chat. He thought that it was gonna go differently there. Check out those stats and see that Lux damage.
How about that Jinx damage? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that Jinx damage is insane, but Lux outdamaged everyone else on her team. Man, that's crazy. All right, I don't know how much analysis there is to say about that, but we'll head over to the analyst desk and
Jinx.
yeah, see what they have to say about it.
But
Analyst
there was a different
desk.
result.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey.
we're gonna leave all the talking to you guys. Tell us about that game.
Well, we were trying to think of an overall saying for that game, and I think we were going on to we think we got multiverse theory down, because it seems like that we were just rewatching game one, just a little slightly different result and a different win, of course. Or the definition of insanity, doing it the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I don't know what fits more. That was what we were discussing before you guys got in here. But I'll open things up and say that Phoenix finally was able to showcase their strong points in this game. They were able to take control of the game and still maintain control, albeit with a few, some people might say, a lot of hiccups. It was still a game where it seemed like my head was starting to hurt, because it seemed like there was just a lot of just, and I think Prowler was the one who said it in the chat, just pawing back and forth of kills for kills for kills. And I think that's going to be the real story here.
I got one other story I feel like chipping in. If you're in a 40-minute game and support Lux has the most damage on your team, you lost that game, right?
Yeah.
That's a fair assumption.
This is probably the hardest finals game to ever like provide insight for, because both teams are just inting into each other over and over again, like I don't know, like their lives depend on it. And then you just kind of get a winner at the end by whoever is doing slightly better in the team fights. But this back and forth is interesting. It's not like any series that we've had so far in Split 5. Nothing's been like this.
Fawn, what about yourself? I know your head's probably hurting more than all of us, but
Yeah, I don't know. I liked to see the Jinx carry, but at times they were almost not even letting Jinx carry. They were just kind of running into the other team, and luckily in the end he was able to pull it out. At least we get a game 4 now. I'm still pulling for 5 games.
Well, we'll see if we do get to 5 games. Seems like we're talked out. A lot less to complain about, though you may not know it if you see Spicy Hot Meme talking in the chat.
Yeah, he's complaining for sure.
And so we'll end the stream right here, come back in just a few moments, and start Game 4, see if Phoenix can keep the train rolling. Be right back.